likely to be the hottest day of the year, last day in July, and I'm out testing a new camera. I've finally taken the plunge and gone for a GoPro Hero, and I've gone for the GoPro Hero 7. So I'm out today for a check ride. So come along with me and let's see how it does, shall we? I'll explain why and how. So as many of you'll know, if you follow my channel over the last couple of years, my mainstay for filming has been the Drift Ghost S, and it's a really solid camera, budget friendly, gives you 1080p, and it's been the mainstay of my filming. But I just felt it was time just to move on. Really, I wanted to just generally add a little bit of quality to my videos, so I wanted to sharpen up the 1080p and maybe also dabble with 4K. And actually, if you look at the GoPro.com website at the moment, they've got pretty good deals on the Hero 7. So I've managed to blag the Hero 7 and the microphone adapter, which you've also got to buy if you want to plug a 3.5mm lavalier mic in. I've managed to get those for about £270. Which is what I've done. So the Ghost S will be going on the market. That's up for sale. And I've replaced I've taken the Ghost S fixtures and fittings off the side of my helmet. Installed the Hero in a sort of a chin position that you see on the photograph here. So it is a bit of a faff because you've got to buy various sort of Heath Robinson type brackets, which I've done, but there's plenty of YouTube videos to show you how to do that now. And the microphone, rather than being in the right hand cheek pouch now, is actually in the just in front of my chin, in the part of the modular helmet that actually flips up. So today really I'm just trying to check out the angle, see whether the angle is about right in terms of the camera angle, but also to check the microphone levels as well. So it's just generally a test drive. So one of the things that attracted me, or several things attracted me to the Hero 7 actually, but I think the main reason I've gone for this over the Ghost S is just newer technology really, and the fact you get image stabilisation. So in effect it's rather like putting your camera on a gimbal, but of course the gimbal is an electronic gimbal, so it just takes care of itself. But I'm hoping it should result for you in some steadier images. I know people over the years have sort of commented on my head movement. Well, part of that I can't help because that's mirror checks and lifesavers, and I'll keep doing those, but you should be noticing generally a steadier quality of image, and hopefully sharper as well. Now, as you'll also know, about 6-7 months ago I also invested in the GoPro Max, and the GoPro Max is a nice camera. You get 3 cameras in one. You can obviously take stills. It operates in hero mode, but also you've got this hyperlapse time-lapse facility as well, which I'm just starting to experiment with. But I must be honest, with the GoPro Max, I've been disappointed in its 1080p quality. It's not been as sharp, I've got to say, as some of the 1080p that I've seen other GoPro users getting out of their GoPros, like the Hero 5, 6, 7, 8s. So this is another reason I think I've gone for the GoPro 7. Now I'm still going to use the 360 from the GoPro Max. I still think it's a good camera, and as you'll notice, I've got it there mounted, looking back at me on the handlebars at the moment, so plenty of options to use that. So So hopefully between the GoPro Max and the Hero 7 we should be able to bring you some decent footage. And one of the things that my mentor Dale has suggested I get into through the rest of the summer and into the autumn is just a little bit of advanced training, really. So not that I'm putting myself up as a trainer, because I'm not, but just to share with you how I ride and how I've sort of how I've internalised what I learnt with IM and also from Dale. So anyway, just be interested in your comments, what you think of the quality of the video. You notice there I've got the GoPro Max mounted where the GPS would normally sit, and there's a little story behind that, because when I took the Monster for its service in Coventry a few weeks back, I had the sat-nav mounted and glanced down and it wasn't there, and circled back on the road and found it in a rather dilapidated condition, so it's being repaired at the moment. I thought I'd clicked it into the mount, but for whatever reason it came out. The mount was fine, but it was just the actual the location of the actual BMW Navigator 6 into its cradle, so I'm not quite sure what happened then, but anyway, I've probably got a 50-50 chance of getting that repaired, so God willing I will get that back. Otherwise it will become a £600 paperweight. So just coming into the village of Naseby now. Scene of the Civil War battle. Probably the decisive battle of the English Civil War. Just looking at the reflection on the inside of that car there, just to because I couldn't see around the corner. I started doing that increasingly now. Particularly effective in bright sunny weather. And it's a tip that Dale gave me 12-18 months ago, and just tried to start to use that. Slow down for horses. One thing about living in the country is you never know quite what's going to happen next, whether it's going to be horses. A lot of cyclists around these days as well. It's going to be hot today. It'll be anywhere between 33 and 35 degrees where I live. Okay, so mirror check for the national speed limit and quickly up to speed. The tune is 60 miles an hour, so we're taking outside position on the curb just to open up that view down the road. 2 cars ahead and no following. So I'll be interested to see actually whether you can see through my far end mirrors now with the new camera angle. So as I say, today is just really about just a bit of an explore really. Move away from the van. Down into the dip where your speed naturally picks up, and there's a bend system at the bottom here, which sometimes can catch out the unwary. The two chevrons pointing left, which indicates the slightly steeper bend. And again, the blind spot there, I took a conservative position around that bend. I could have positioned extremely, but I would have met that car, so because it was blind, I took a central position around that bend. Meant I'd just lose a little bit of speed. So as an advanced rider, I am certainly not the finished article, and there are still, you know, on every ride I go out, I will still make mistakes, but very keen to learn still. So again, here's a blind bend, so I don't want to be positioning extremely because I don't know who's coming round, so I'll take a central position. Then as I come up the hill, central position over the crest. Again, I can take a slightly bolder position here because the bend is shallow and move away from the BMW and the blonde. Traffic ahead making decent progress. And we've got a right into left bend system coming up. I'm just going to roll off. So I try not to use my brakes. I always try to use engine braking where I possibly can and plan ahead. Again, I'm looking at the inside of the van here. Acts as like a one great big 12-foot mirror. Showed me nothing was coming. I was watching Michael Neve's video on how he does his test rides, the latest video, and you can always pick up a few tips, can't you? But I'm not sure I agree with everything he said, because that last video just seems to, you get the impression he sort of seems to live on his brakes really, and there wasn't much mention of engine braking. Now I'm sure he's a far better rider than me, but been a series of sort of 2 or 3 videos about you know, the how do I do it type stuff over the COVID break, as you know, a lot of stuff that he shares is really good actually. Obviously very experienced, ridden every kind of bike over many years, but interestingly never once have I heard him recommend an advanced riding course, and it seems to me that he's sort of developing a bit of a following, people just trying to mirror what he does, and all I'd just say is just do please consider the IM or OSPA. You know, they're going to give you a system, not a series of hints or tips, and you do need to ride to a system, the police ride to the system, so if it's good enough for them, it should be good enough for us. Sharpish right-hander here. Get a view across the corner into the bend here. And again, we don't want to be decked over, kind of that blind bend is slightly blind there, so I'm going to take a more of a conservative position. And now we're away. Lovely stretch of ridgeway this. Years ago, well, you wouldn't be able to move on here for soldiers from the Royalist forces. Today we've got it to ourselves. So again, just coming up to the crest, so it's going to drop into a central position, and the idea behind that is that because you can't see ahead, you don't know whether the risk's on the right from oncoming traffic or on the left from a parked car or a horse, so you equalise the danger. So again, just positioning for the right-hander there, which takes me nicely away from that oncoming vehicle. Okay, so just a short film today, so let me know what you think. That's the first ride out of the GoPro Hero 7. I'll check the footage when we get home, and might have to adjust the angle slightly. this is Back to the Bike signing off, and thanks for joining, and hopefully get something else up soon. And as I say, what I plan to do is maybe a series on how I'm using my my trading, and I'll be interested in your feedback as always. So ride safe, enjoy the warm weather, and I'll speak soon. Back to the Bike signing off.